24. Rescue. Rescue.
5 sailors have been rescued from the sinking ship. Unfortunately, the rescue operation had to be delayed.
Crash.
The little boy crashed his bike into the fence. 3 people were seriously hurt in the car crash on the highway.
Runway.
The airplane landed safely on the runway.
Disable.
The computer system has been disabled by hackers. The car accident disabled him.
Collide.
A car and a bus collided on the road.
Sink.
The ship struck an iceberg and sank to the bottom of the sea.
Evacuate.
Villagers had to be evacuated immediately because of the volcanic eruption.
Urgently.
The injured person needed medical attention urgently.
Landslide.
Several houses were buried beneath a landslide. The ruling party won by a landslide in the election.
Collapse.
When the building collapsed, 9 people were buried under the rubble. A series of natural disasters led to the collapse of the empire.
Bury.
The victims were buried in the churchyard.
Underneath.
We lifted up the sofa and looked underneath to search for the key. The cat hid underneath the bed. The top part of this wood is dry, but the underneath is still wet.
Frantically.
Firefighters frantically dug through the rubble to rescue the buried victims.
Relieve.
She was relieved to hear that her son had been rescued. The drug will relieve the pain.
Relief.
The UN Relief Agency said it couldn't bear the burden alone. After finding her dog, she felt a sense of relief. The doctor recommended some pain relief medicine.
Injure.
8 people were injured in the landslide.
Recover.
The earthquake was a disaster from which the city has never fully recovered.
Displace.
Lots of people around the globe were displaced from their homes by wars. Coal was displaced by oil as a major source of energy.
Contribute.
She has contributed $10 million to the charity.
Generously.
He generously donated part of his property to charities.
Agency.
UNICEF is a UN agency that provides assistance to poor children. I visited several travel agencies to book airline tickets during the peak season. Our agency in Seoul deals with all our Korean sales.
Burden.
I hate to be a burden on other people. Some students are burdened with huge debts. Words in context. The rescue center was busy that night. A plane crashed into the runway, but fortunately, no one was hurt. Then, the engine of a ship was disabled when it collided with another ship. The ship was sinking, and sailors had to be evacuated urgently. Fortunately, the rescue helicopter was able to arrive in time. In addition, a landslide hit a village. When the houses collapsed, some people were buried underneath. When rescuers frantically dug and saved them, the villagers were relieved. But it would take some time for the injured people to recover, and many other villagers were displaced from their homes by the landslide. Around the nation, people generously contributed to relief agencies to help relieve some of the burdens.